Delano.
All right, Brigida, now on Bounce. Did you know 6 in 10 Americans who rent their homes or apartments don't have renter's insurance? You could be on the hook for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if you continue to go without it. Dave Thompson with a Renters Warehouse Charlotte is here to explain. Thanks for being here, first of all.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's cold outside, and you said, well, I just got here from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and so it's okay with you.
This is golf weather for me.
There you go. Now, why should the renters be thinking about insurance now?
Well, this time of year in particular, as you know, a lot of people are doing things in the kitchen, baking cookies, doing Christmas stuff, and so there tends to be an uptick in kitchen fires during this time of year. Also, Christmas lights associated with Christmas trees and just decorations account for about 400 fires annually in this country. And believe it or not, in December, with a lot of people traveling and away from home, the FBI and local law enforcement reports that burglaries and that sort of thing are up. So it's a good way to protect yourself, and this is a good time to think about it.
And I would imagine seeing people that maybe don't have insurance, and it's not even their fault, but it takes out their place. They're still on the hook for that, aren't they?
Well, renter's insurance is specifically geared to cover the personal possessions and liability of the renter. So, you know, the insurance that the property owner has is different things, but you're exactly right. If you don't have that insurance, you can incur a big loss.
Okay. Why do so many renters not have insurance? What's the deal there?
As you correctly pointed out, over half of renters don't have renter's insurance. About 40% do. And I think the biggest objection is that people think it's going to be too expensive, that they just can't afford it. But when people look into it, they're actually surprised to find out that you can get coverage for $10 to $20 a month.
Wow. Okay.
And so, you know, obviously that's not nothing. You've got to add that into your budget. But when you consider what we pay for cell phones and coffee and other things,
right,
to get that protection, that's a pretty reasonable cost.
Are you pretty surprised by that number? 60% basically?
I kind of am, because there again, I would think, you know, a renter is not buying insurance on the structure and that sort of thing. What they've got to protect themselves from is liability for injury to someone, and then, of course, their own personal possessions. So it's something that really makes sense.
Now, renters, of course, in North Carolina, as far as cars are concerned, they're required to have insurance, but not required to have it for renting?
That's right. And, of course, the reason we have to have car insurance is because that's protecting you from me, right? It's protecting others. But the law does not force people in North Carolina to buy insurance to protect themselves, their renter's policy. However, landlords are allowed to require, as a condition of the lease, that tenants get insurance. And at Renters Warehouse, we strongly encourage landlords to do that. Ultimately, of course, it's their call, but it's a bit of protection for the landlord. And frankly, it's a nice way to let some tenants know that they can get protection that way, that they may not otherwise be aware of it.
Okay, so that just answered that question. So that we were going to ask, are landlords required? So, so what else is covered by renter's insurance and what's not?
Well, there are a number of things that are covered. First, your personal possessions are covered. Also, you can get coverage in case someone comes onto your property and is injured and you're found liable. You can also purchase coverage for time that you may be away from your home. It'll cover living expenses. Say, for example, your property is damaged or for some reason you're unable to live there temporarily. It'll cover that as well.
Okay. All right. So all great information here. We appreciate you being here. For more information on renters insurance, log on to WBTV.com. Look in the web extra section right there on the home page. Most important thing, I thought you said was it's not that expensive. I mean, it's $10 to $15. If you can get that, it's certainly going to be worth it your while in the long run, right?
I think it would be very wise for renters to budget for that, yes.
Mr. Thompson, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Brigida, back to you.
All right.